As a deer hunter, I want to know all I can about America's favorite big game animal. That's why I became a deer farmer. Without deer farms, we lose our greatest resource for research and whitetail management. With them, we gain more knowledge than ever before. Join me as we discover the truth about whitetails and meet those who work every day to preserve this great species for future generations. My name is Keith Warren, and this is Deer and Wildlife Stories. Today, Deer and Wildlife Stories comes to you from just outside of Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. And we're going to introduce you to a man that a lot of people call him, well, they call him a deer farmer's best friend. I've known Kevin Gray since I got in the deer business, and virtually anybody in the deer business knows who Kevin Grace is. There's no telling how many people he has helped set up and continues to help throughout the years. And deer farming, for many people, they wind up getting in it as a hobby, and it quickly turns into a business. And the reason why is because people see that they can make money at it, and it's the American way. I mean, it's capitalism at its finest. You know, we can live out in a rural area. We can do something that we're working outdoors with animals that we love, and we can make a profit at it. So Kevin is a specialist. He specializes in helping people have their dreams come true being a deer farmer.
My name is Kevin Grace. I'm with Whitetail Sales, and I've been a deer farmer since 1993, and I live in Eldon, Missouri, in the beautiful Lake of the Ozarks. Our breeding operation consists of 14 acres with 11 pens inside of that, and we raise over 200 deer on that. At Whitetail Sales, we have two different entities. We have the deer farm, which consists of over the 200 head of deer, and we also have a business that we promote and market for other people, and have an auction business that consists of the top 30 sale. That's one of the most popular sales in the world. The process of deer farming is a very important group of stages that you need to do. One of the most important stages is gathering information. You can gather that by going to deer farms. You can also gather that going to our website and checking out our website and getting information that way. Also going to auctions that I mentioned I done earlier. These are the beginning stages that you need to do to get a business plan to formulate your deer business. After that, the next stages are having a minimal amount of real estate and gathering the fencing and stuff like that. And that's where we'll come in to help you gather your deer, to find your deer for that farm at Whitetail Sales.
All right, how do you buy deer? Well, there's a couple of different ways you can buy deer. You can come to a farm and come on a farm tour. Now, every deer farm that we go to on Deer and Wildlife Stories, every deer farm in the country, as a matter of fact, takes people on farm tours. Pick up the phone, call them up, tell them, look, I want to come look at your deer, and I promise you, every one of them has an open gate policy. That's one way to buy a deer. Come out to the deer farm and just look at them and just make your deal right there. Another way is to go to sales. You can go to an auction, and Kevin he's I guess the biggest auction guy in the deer industry. That he holds deer auctions all over from Texas all the way up to the Midwest, and he has sold literally thousands and thousands of deer at these auctions. And so what I would encourage you to do, go to Kevin's website. You'll find out more about his auctions that he does. They're online. You can actually participate and watch and learn a lot from watching these online auctions before you actually come on a farm tour. Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you by the North American Deer Farmers Association, New Dart, the North American Deer Registry, Beam Fence Company, WinADeerFarm.com, the Texas Deer Association, Newport Laboratories, Game Management Systems, Shock Effect Maximizer and SeaCal, Deer Guardian Misting Systems, BuyMyDeer.com, Dr. Ray Favero's Whitetail Genetics, Record Rack Deer Feeds, and by All Seasons Feeders. It's a lifestyle. Closed captioning for Deer and Wildlife Stories with Keith Warren is brought to you by
Keith Warren's Texas Hidden Springs Ranch.
Okay, this is from Sarah. She lives in North Carolina. Says, the first time I watched your show, I was very upset. Why would anyone want to raise deer in captivity? But the more I watch your show, the more I learned about deer farmers and how they love wildlife just as much as I do. While I don't have any desire to hunt or even own a deer farm, I now understand why you do and really respect how much you care about deer. Sarah, thanks for the email. And you know, it's interesting how people wind up judging deer farms and immediately think negative about it. But the more they learn, the more they realize that deer farmers love deer even more than hunters. And so I really appreciate you taking the time and becoming more and more engaged in the show and learning more about deer farming and consequently more about us. Sarah, thanks for the email. Kevin Grace is a virtual encyclopedia when it comes to the deer industry, and he has helped lots of people get started and become profitable as deer farmers. On today's show, we're going to introduce you to some of those people.
Hi, my name's Kelly Westfall, and this is my husband Garrett. We've been deer farming for 4 years. And when we started, we contacted Kevin Grace, and he has been great to deal with from start to finish. When we first started deer farming, I don't think we realized how fun it would be to watch our genetics come out in the yearlings and see them grow to the first, second, and third.
It is. It's kind of something like how we built it, you know. Once you take the genetics of a good buck or the good doe, and you can't wait till that first year rack to come on to see what we're actually going to grow, and that has been.
It's exciting.
All right. Boy, you've got some really nice ones. There's a wide one over there. Just see them there? That wide one. Now all these are yearlings?
Every one of them yearlings in here, Keith.
All right.
Got 26 yearlings in here.
My gosh, now take a look at the frames on them. I mean, they're just all real pretty framed deer.
Good frames. We're really working hard on that frame. We get that from the female side, Keith. We really concentrate hard on the female side, and definitely the top side, the male genetics help. We've been adding a lot of Texas influence. You're going to see a lot of stuff with the Gladiator 2, Big Stitch, a lot of those genetics from Texas.
Well, I wound up, I've been coming here, I don't know how many times I've been here. And folks, coming here, I can tell you right now, the one thing that I notice every single time I come here is the frames. The frames of these deer are beautiful. And that's what Kevin really specializes in. That's what his goal is, to grow big, framey deer. And his yearlings, look at this guy or that guy or that guy. I mean, there's a bunch of them in here. The frames are just beautiful on them. All right, so if somebody wants to come out here on a farm tour or find out more information on whitetail sales, what do they need to do?
They can call us direct. Call us at the office, 573-392-8230. Gets us at the office, set up an appointment, 7 days a week. We'll meet with you if we're in town. Colin has always been there for 100% of the time for business plans, marketing, management, to help you get started. That's what we're really known for, is consulting.
Folks, and the thing is about whitetail sales, Kevin advises people. He's a consultant all over the country, not just here in Missouri. But there's somebody calling right there. Probably needs some help.
Yep.
Or it's your wife needing your help.
No, it's a client. We'll call him back here in a second.
Joe Melville. I've been in the deer breeding business here about 9 months now. Kevin Grace and his staff has been extremely helpful to me to get where I'm at today. I purchased 10 bred does to Big Stitch from Kevin Grace from Whitetail Sales. He has great genetics, but he goes the extra step and the extra mile. I've called him at 3 o'clock in the morning when I had a problem with the Fusobacteria outbreak on my facility. Unfortunately, before I realized what was going on, I lost 15 fawns. Since he told me what to look for and how to treat it, I've saved every fawn since then. There's a lot of deer breeders in the United States. There's thousands. But there's no one else like Kevin Grace or Whitetail Sales that will go the extra mile and help you the way they helped me.
Today's show is brought to you in part by BuyMyDeer.com, your online source for monster whitetails.